actually, hey, hold on 1 second. I just remembered something.
Holding on.
We're holding
I don't
on.
like how that
Go ahead
dice
and
is
keep.
just.
Go ahead and keep talking. This will only take a minute. Just something that I.
I
Monka.
can't
Got
hold
to
on any
change.
longer. Ugh. Oh, it was almost a 20.
Wow.
It was almost.
Okay, that should be
Ah.
good.
But hey,
See,
a 2 is how I feel right now.
Oh, I'm
See,
gonna die tonight.
Alright, fine. I will roll
Yeah,
the
you
d20. It was gonna be cool and roll the d6, but I'll roll the d20.
Here.
16.
I'll
Sure.
roll it just for you.
Oh, we're all rolling d4s now.
That
Okay.
That's a
many.
d6. That's a
A
d6.
D6.
I rolled a 4, if that makes you feel better.
My brain. I can brain today. I does not have the dumb.
Okay, much better. And then
God.
I will roll with my new dice.
Also,
Not bad.
hey CG,
Yeah,
what'd you do?
nothing.
Are you sure about that? Because I'm looking at my second screen.
What about it?
Why does it say dead? Just repeatedly, dead, 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 dead.
Oh, you shouldn't have bought that screen, dude.
You bought the spooky like crooked man screen. No, you should have gotten the normal one.
Actually, do not know what you're talking about.
Well,
I've forgotten all about it.
Test
oh,
rolls
boy.
out of the way. Let us begin. And we'll get some good music going real quick. Deep within the lands of Barovia, the mist tells a story. Fael the paladin, Dagon the sorcerer, Choggy the monk, Hope the cleric, and Gray the fighter continued their visit with the abbey their visit to the abbey of St. Markovia, and made more than a few discoveries. Fael and Choggy spent more time with the abbot. Dagon and Gray met Esmeralda Davenir, a fierce woman with a talent for invisibility, and Hope exchanged a tender moment with Basilica, revealed to be a sentient flesh golem. Esmeralda agreed to investigate the abbey along with the party, but snuck out into the Forbidden Wing only with Hope as lookout. The party, finding out they had been left behind, rushed to catch up, finding Esmeralda locked in combat with another flesh golem, amid room and room of twisted amalgamations of animal and human. The party absconded with Esmeralda soon after, and Dagon was more than displeased that she had gone off on her own. His ire roused, and seeing the secrets of the abbey, Dagon went to confront the abbot in his chamber, alone. We pick up exactly where we left off. The abbot, shedding his human disguise, really showing off his silvery wings and light blue eyes, looks to you and says, "Very well, devil. Let us talk." Dagon?
I am here. I'm just formulating my last will and testament while this is also going on. Remember. Alright, I think I got everything and I know who's getting the inheritance. So, CG, would you be able to fully describe the abbot in his true form?
You see before you a decently sized being. Looks like a fit man. He's currently without a shirt and wearing what looks like a lower toga. He's got a large silvery wingspan to the that almost fills up the entire room, with piercing blue gaze with no pupils in it, almost similar to your own, but in a different hue, with a single mace at his side. He's currently standing over the table that you guys were having dinner at. He's not making eye contact with you, but he seems incredibly intent on what you're about to say.
Alright. So Dagon is going to slowly walk over to the table, and he's going to go, hold on 1 second. I want to make sure this is a more civilized discussion. Kind of like, he'll put his quarterstaff. He'll put the little staff that he has down, and he'll just start rummaging through his robes, and he's gonna start disarming himself of his weapons. And he'll look up to the abbot and he goes, not much of a weapons guy. Besides, I think you already know what I'm about.
He looks at you intently and doesn't say anything.
Putting the last weapon on the table, Dagon's gonna pull a chair away from the table, and he's gonna set it right so he can sit it in front of the abbot. So, this is what you really look like. Gonna be honest, I understand why you took the more mortal appearance. They're actually a lot more terrifying than I thought.
Is there not a phrase going back eons? Be not afraid. There's reason for those words. But I find that this form inspires awe in mortals. I prefer they not be such. It's hard to... well, it's hard to tend to them.
I've no idea how many people of my faith would kill to be in your presence. Metaphorically and quite literally speaking.
You follow... He looks at the holy symbol, Anumet.
Yes. Familiar with them?
In a way. I've never had the pleasure to meet Anumet directly, but I've interacted with many of his own agents, mortal and otherwise.
Interesting.
When you said kill to see someone like myself, it saddens me to say that you are not wrong.
Well, we do many a horrific thing. Beliefs, our gods, and for those that serve. But then again, that's the price for our own ignorance. And he kind of sighs. And he looks up at the abbot and he goes, tell me, what is your real name? If we're going to start fresh, might as well start off with full introductions.
He looks to you and he grins. That's the interesting thing about being a messenger. You don't really have a name. I didn't have one before I became the abbot, so the abbot will be fine.
And here I thought angels were born with names. Kinda just chuckles a bit. Alright, abbot. Let's get this little philosophy class underway. What truly brought you to the land of Barovia? I'd like to know your story.
Did you know that this land was once under the domain of the Morning Lord, fully and completely?
Not really. But then again, my history of Barovia is, well, shit. Considering I'm an outsider.
The mortals in this realm, they worship the Morning Lord. They still do, as I've come to learn. Blessings to them. But many years ago, being you know as Strahd came to this land. Over his lifetime, changes were made. And all of a sudden, prayers stopped reaching the Morning Lord. We did not know why, but we could sense something terrible had happened. And so the Morning Lord dispatched me to investigate and provide aid. That is what I have done.
Investigate and provide aid. And what was this aid in the form of?
I told you, I am a doctor. I tend to the wounded. I try to figure out what is ailing everyone in these lands. Best way to fix it.
And if you can't fix it,
I work harder.
right? Let's start off with that. What affliction affects those currently under your supervision?
Oisistemia. You know this.
Not them. The other ones.
Oisistemia. You know this.
Above game, Osistemia is... Just give me a refresher on that, because I'm also typing this up as fast as possible.
Fair enough. Oisistemia is a condition known to the people of this land where they seem to suffer from extreme apathy. And in the rare instances where the mists part and the people are freed to leave Barovia, those with Oisistemia, as soon as they try to leave, vanish into thin air, gone from existence.
Okay, thank you very much. And the individuals you're keeping in the other wards?
They all have the same affliction.
Even the more animalistic?
You see him furrow his brow. I see you went into a place forbidden to you.
Don't blame us. We went in there because someone decided to be an idiot. And he kind of just sips from his canteen.
If you are referring to their current malady, then you see my failure born there. Oisistemia is a complex and hard to manage disease. There's many that I do not know. There's many factors I do not know about it. I've dabbled with many treatments over the years. I regret to say that what you saw is the closest I have come to success. since you are probing into my work and everything that I am doing, what do you think is going on in there?
You must know. And this is straight from an Inquisitor's mouth. I've got not even a fucking clue. I just see half mortal, half animal beings, and a creature formed of different parts.
Oh, you saw that as well.
Which one is that one? Completely opposite of Stella.
Stella?
Not Stella. Oh, fuck. Not Stella. Basilica. Or... My apologies. My names are getting mixed up.
My work, and in the study of medicine, cannot fall into a single path and believe that to be the only answer. That one was a other route that I traveled.
Some would call that an extreme route.
It is an extreme affliction in an extreme land. Do you know what... Actually, of course you wouldn't. I doubt anyone knows this. Oisistemia is what I call it. A malady afflicting everyone in this valley. But only a few are actually subject to it. What do you think someone is, if they are just apathetic to everything in their lives?
Kind of ponders for a couple seconds, and Dagon looks up and goes, "A marionette, basically. A puppet."
You're not too far off. But the correct words, and the true nature of this affliction, is soulless. In my
Soulless.
research, soulless. In my research into this land, into the mists, the curse, vampirism, all the mortals here, a thought occurred to me. When this land was sealed off, only so many people could be in here. And I've told you about what lies in the mist outside. It keeps everything at bay. He looks down, and for a second, you see on this almost alien face of no expression, the sense of even the slightest hint of anger.
Can I insight that?
Well, I wasn't finished.
Oh, my apologies.
Slightest hint of anger, as he says, "What do you think happens to souls in a land like this where everything is trapped?"
Well, if I were to be a gambling man, I would assume it to be just like a prison. A prisoner makes a run for it, usually gets either captured or killed.
Wayward souls, those that have died, those that have been turned to vampires, anything, natural causes, they are released. They should go to the afterlife, higher planes such as my own, or darker planes, from which a slight bit of influence graces your own brow. But not here. Nothing leaves Barovia. So then, what happens to the souls? nothing can enter Barovia either. Not from their point of origin. So no soul can get in, and no soul can get out. What happens when there are more people than souls?
I'm not sure. I absolutely have no idea.
He looks at you. Oisistemia.
Alright. So what you're saying is... What? The creation of just continuous soulless entities? That it grows like a cancer?
It's no cancer. It's nothing terrible except a tragedy to themselves. Can you imagine going through life without a soul? I, myself, have been graced with the purpose of having one, but I've seen firsthand what it's like. I sought to find a way to fix that.
Hence the experimentation.
There is a lot that I tried. Many, I regret to say, did not bear fruits, but the closest that I have found has been that while there are many souls in this land, it is not just human souls, animal souls. I attempted to infuse them into those afflicted with oisistemia. Naturally, I tried mortal souls first, but there's a complication I cannot overcome. Much like much like transferring an organ. Sometimes the new body just rejects it outright. The same goes for mortal souls and living bodies. It is the same. But the rejection rate is 100%. Animal souls, however, they seem, well, I regret to say it's not perfect, but seem to have more affinity for soulless husks like those with oisistemia. As the soul adapts to the body adapts to the soul. You can see the results.
I can. It's not pretty.
No,
At all.
it isn't. And it is something I have been trying to reverse this entire time. Make no mistake. What is done to them by my hands is horrid. But their current state is something that is not only my responsibility, but it is my mission. I must fix them. And you can see just a little bit of frustration in his voice. But until then, I have to keep them here. I can't permit them to leave. They are a danger to themselves and for others. And I can't permit anyone to know what's going on here, lest they come and, well, take them away.
Kind of want to incite that last part, if you don't mind.
Go for it.
Oh boy. $11.
The abbot's face has been almost eerily calm this entire time. With the exception of the few instances where you can see it crack through, it has remained stoic and hard to read.
Takes another swig of his canteen. You've been around long enough. You've heard enough sayings and such. You're familiar with the old saying, a man too invested in his work loses track of everything around him. Correct?
I've been in seclusion for a while, so I cannot say that I have.
Then you understand that while this realm stays stagnant, things change outside of it.
Where are you going with this, Dagon?
Just follow the train of process here. When was the last time you were in touch with your people? Your fellow brethren?
Nothing can get out. Not even
Exactly.
messages.
When was the last time?
The last time? When Strahd was killed the last time.
Which was
About a century ago.
100 years. What do you think your brethren are thinking right now? You've been gone for over 100 years, which, look, to me, that's an entire lifetime. To a being like you, well, I don't even think you can die of age, can you?
He shakes his head.
So let's take this into account. 100 years for a servant of the gods to disappear. It could be considered nothing compared to us, but no messages, no nothing. Say the mists broke down, and your brethren came in, and they saw this. What do you think happens?
I will explain myself and offer myself up for judgment if needed. It is up to them to decide.
And what
Yeah.
happens to those that are under your care?
I can only hope they receive better treatment than I can give them. But until that moment comes, until they are prepared and allowed to leave this land, they remain under my protection and care.
You know what my order is like. I don't know enough about the Morning Lord or what your kin are like. But if they're anything similar to the ones I've served, what my order believes in, it's not good. Fiery judgment. Purging.
Is that what you plan to do to these people? Is that what you plan to do to me?
Kind of looks up to the abbot and goes, I thought the angels were supposed to be good at recognizing good intentions. You're completely miscuing mine.
You're dancing around the subjects.
Of course I am. That's how I was trained. I probe. I learn.
Then perhaps that is where we are at a disconnect. You wish to have something to say to me. You were beating around what you wish to say, and I have offered you quite a bit of insight. I haven't even. Well, I suppose one of the mortal realm would be more angry that that you disregarded my request to stay out. I've given you a lot of leeway. You are still being unclear with me. So please, dig. Speak candidly. What are you trying to say? And I want you to roll a charisma check.
Okay. Because Dagon actually does have something to say. Wait, check or save?
Save.
Alright. $17.
Okay. Let's see. You can't help but feel as this being from a higher plane stares into you like you're bare. Like your very soul is being looked into. But you've had enough experience with this sort of thing that you can tell this isn't a supernatural occurrence or some power. Merely what you know of these beings and what they are asking of you. The awe that you and your order have customarily given to them. And now it's asking of you to do something that you have been trained against. It shakes you just a little bit.
Original mission for this was to come in and cleanse this land of all evil, of all perceived wickedness and horrificness, by whatever means necessary. Strahd's the main enemy, but anything within that warpath was to also be cleared. But there is a confliction. I don't feel the same way that I did entering these lands. And to speak to an entity like you, something rarely to occur, I find myself troubled at what has become of all those who suffer under this land. Would you believe me if I said I no longer seek to, well, end the evil, but instead save the people?
It is my belief, talking with Anumet and his followers, that is what your order believes are one and the same.
Not no ways. But I don't want to do our ways. Not this time.
So
Believe
then
it or
what?
not. Oh, my apologies. Believe it or not, I've actually learned to become more mindful of other faiths, of other beliefs. I've learned more about humanity from things that aren't even human.
It is a blessing, an open mind. I am pleased that you have become more aware of this. But I cannot help but notice that you are again dancing around the issue. You saw everything that I have done. I've told you everything that I have done. So where do you stand, Inquisitor, disciple of Anumet, Dagon? Where do you go from here? And what would you do with myself, Basilica, and the Abbey?
Look. And kind of, there's this choking in his throat. But Dagon says, I would preserve this sanctified ground and save this innocent soul to ensure that the light of the heavens keeps breathing. It is a symbol, a just symbol that is needed for these lands. I fight against the nature I was raised. The old me would have burnt this place to the ground, banished you, and slaughtered everything, deeming it heresy. But I don't want to do that. Not when I realize maybe I was wrong about things.
Dagon, go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Oh boy. 6.
The abbot looks like he's about to say something, and then he stops mid-sentence. Did you hear that? Listen. Sounds like something off in the distance. Like damage?
Hell?
Gets up. You might want to change out of that form, just in case you have other visitors.
The abbot quickly changes back into his usual form. He goes down the steps out into the courtyard. And we're going to rewind the clock a little bit. Everyone else is currently in the garden with Basilica. Hope in particular is tending to some roses. What's everyone else doing? Or if you're doing something different, Hope.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Chuggy would have no idea what's happening and hasn't been following along with any of what's been happening, like with finding out what Basilica is and stuff like that. Apart from knowing she's like Hope somehow, but not shiny. Yeah, he's a little bit lost right now. He's just kind of standing there with like, just thinking, trying to process it all.
Gray probably would have started helping with the garden, but he probably would have stopped after a little while, seemingly very distracted, and probably would have walked to another part of the courtyard, just kind of to think to himself, because a lot has kind of happened in the last 24 hours and he's learned a lot, and I think he's probably struggling with what to do right now. He's not terribly far, but he probably would have wandered maybe 50 feet away, just kind of distance himself so he could think a bit.
Okay, that's fair. Fael, are you doing anything different?
He's admiring the flowers. It's nature.
In that case, Esmeralda walks up to you, Gray. Bit of a mess, isn't it?
Gray kind of stiffens his stance a little bit. I suppose so.
Those people, animals, and that monster in there. And now Dagon's off on his own, doing who knows what with the abbots. He wasn't privy to this, was he?
No. I don't think any of us were.
What do you think is... What do you make of all this? It's a lot to digest, but... What is your gut telling you?
Gray kind of like lets out like a single, like, kind of closed mouth laugh. He smirks a bit and he goes, "Well, my gut is telling me to burn this place to the ground, kill the abbot for whatever he's done to these people, but it's probably not the smartest idea. Truth be told." And he kind of looks over to the graveyard. I can't help but think where all the pieces of that creature came from.
Not just... And she lowers her voice. Not just the creature. And she kind of glances on over to Basilica too.
The moment she looks over to Basilica, Gray will go, "She's an innocent in this."
It does not change where her origins came from.
I know.
She is a innocent girl, but that does not mean she is not stitched together.
Gray kind of thinks for a few moments, and then eventually goes, "Basilica's not the problem here. And I think you know that as well."
No, I think the one in charge is the one that is the problem. It occurs to me that while Dagon is off, this might be a good opportunity to better learn my traveling companion's proclivities. I already know about you, Dagon, to a lesser extent. She looks over to Hope. I think I'll talk with her later. But in the meantime, I wanted to ask you, is there anything I should know about your other two companions? I wish to address them. I just do not know how to approach.
Joggy and Fael are definitely the most innocent members of our group. Fael, we, truth be told, didn't meet until we ended up here in Barovia. He's only been traveling with us for... Above game, how long has Fael been traveling with us for? Like, a week?
About a little bit over, probably about 9 days.
Yeah. He's been traveling with us for a bit over a week, but before that he was doing good work for the Dusk Elves, was it? Or was it the Vistani?
Basically both.
Okay. For the Dusk Elves as well as the Vistani. Choggy is just happy to be along for the ride. But they're both good people. And I would trust them both with my life. As I would anyone in our group.
She kind of is looking at both Fael and Chuggy right now. Innocence. Thank you for your opinion. I suppose that will change how I go and talk to them. Though, by the sound of it, she looks on over to Fael. I believe I will have more to talk to him about. At
Can I
this point, I want.
Sorry.
You can roll an insight. You can roll an
Okay.
insight.
Cool. I'm just curious as to what she is implying by that. 17.
17. Something about describing what File has been doing has seemed to have riled her up, but you don't quite know what it is.
Okay.
And as you are kind of pondering that, I'd like you to make a perception check. I'd actually like all of you to make a perception check.
Oh, fuck you! Did you see it on, like,
It
keys
really
at
wanted to be
20?
at 20.
6. I got baited.
13. Chalky, Fael.
Oh, sorry, what was that?
I'd like all of you to make perception checks.
Might help to have my character sheet open.
Ah,
That would
yes, it
help.
might. Nine and 21. Choggy and Hope. You all start hearing this sound. It's coming from the Forbidden Wing. It's like dump, dump, dump. And Choggy, with your higher perception, you hear a as stone starts buckling and being blown out. All of a sudden, you see the abbot and Dagon kind of racing across the yard, and as you are all just kind of shaken together, you hear
boy.
There's something over there.
You said we all hear the roar?
Yes.
Okay. Grabbing the sword, running over. Or I guess hand on the sword.
I want to hop on Hope's back and point my dagger forward in a charging motion.
I apologize to Vasilika and ask her to stay in the safety of the garden.
The Forbidden Wing is where we were before, right? With
Yes.
Okay, I thought so. Just making sure.
So you guys are at the west side of the building as you're rushing towards it, and as you get closer, you can kind of sound. It kind of sounds like it sounds like a rhythmic beating along strong stone walls coming from the east side of the building. And as everyone starts running around the building, Dagon, you and the abbot go one way, and the party... Dagon and the abbot are coming in from the south, and the party are circling the building. Dagon, you're the first to see the flesh golem that you guys encountered is swinging wildly. It seems to have broken through the east wall and is just rampaging right now through the gardens. It doesn't seem to be focusing on anything. It's just going.
Right. Oh, shit. Looks up to the abbot. Any preferred options here? Because there's only two.
Did you engage that?
Us? Not initially. Other one?
Did you damage it? This is not yes or no.
Yes.
Morning, Lord, give me strength. And stay back, Dagon. And he rushes on forward. Around this time is when everyone else sees the same sight, as the abbot is currently rushing over to the rampaging golem. What does everyone else do?
Dagon is gonna follow the orders and stay back, but he's gonna look. Does he see the party?
Roll a perception check.
Oh boy, perception. 5. Ugh.
There's a bit of a din of like dust that this thing is kicking up and snow, and you can't get a good look. You can't see the party.
Damn it.
Everyone else, you come around the corner and you see this, see the golem rampaging. What do you do?
Unless he is stopped for whatever reason, Gray is moving to engage with the golem.
Yeah, if it's running rampant, we've got to do something about it.
We didn't hear Dagon get told to stay back, right?
No, you were a bit too far. Actually, roll a perception check with disadvantage, because there's a lot going on right now.
Fuck it, why not? Wow, 15?
I didn't hear. He didn't tell me to not go there.
18. Choggy?
Sorry, just character sheet's being a bit wonky. 50.
No worries.
You good. Roll 20s like that.
All right. Actually, surprisingly, all of you get this except for Fael. You hear the abbot telling Dagon to stay back as you round the corner, and you see the abbot walking up slowly as though it's approaching an injured animal, and the abbot goes, "Calm yourself. You're better than this. Calm yourself. Regain control." And he's gonna roll something. Oh my god, no.
I don't even know what the roll was, but I know that feeling. I have an idea of what it was, though.
Yeah. As the golem for a second just kind of locks eyes with the abbot, and then swings wildly on him, but he very deftly gets out of the way, almost unnaturally so. And I would like all of you to roll initiative.
Oh boy!
No map, this is theater of the mind.
17.
21.
21.
Anyway,
13.15.
16. One of these days, Chuggy will roll, despite having the best initiative bonus, one of these days he'll roll the highest initiative.
alright. So that was... Oh, yeah. Up first is Fael.
Okay. Alrighty. Read something real quick. How far are we?
You're within 20 feet of this thing. Right now, 20 feet, the golem. Another 5 feet past the golem is the abbot. And then on the other side, about 30 feet further, 50 feet total away from you, is Dagon.
Okay. Was this creature large?
No,
How big
it
is this
was
thing?
medium-sized.
Okay. I will ensnaring strike with my bow.
Okay. Strength saving throw or be restrained by magical vines. DC 15, not bad.
I
is
love
this-
that gift, by the way.
It is great.
The dog's like, where? Woo!
Yes.
All right. So he's got to make a strength saving check, saving throw, or be restrained. Yes.
Yes.
Pretty beefy. Is this a magical effect?
It's a spell.
I guess technically because it is a spell.
Oh, yeah. That's a
It deals
16 on the
piercing
dice.
damage. Oh.
So you take a shot with your short bow and it lands, and you see this net of nature and vines just kind of caress around it, and it just flexes in a fury and just breaks out of it. Does it take the
Still
initial
hits, right?
damage?
It doesn't take the 1d6 piercing, but it does. I still hit it with my attack.
Correct. Now, if you'll remember from last time, however, your non-magical weapons had no effect.
Oh right. I did not remember.
It's okay. It's been 2 weeks.
Also feel like dying.
Sorry, dude.
Well, I guess I have a bonus action. I will hide somewheres.
All
Around the
right.
corner or something.
All right. So, well, technically, you used your bonus action for ensnaring strike, but I can still say that you duck back behind the building.
Oh, right. Yeah. I leave the. Oh God, words. Line of sight. That's the word. Thing.
Mm-hmm.
That is turn.
That was something else I had to check. Up next is Gray.
Okay. I'm see how this works. So, oh god. Okay. Not knowing. No, fuck it. Okay. So, Gray is going to. Well, do we see Dagon? Actually, I guess is the first thing I need.
Perception check.
Because we heard, or at least most of us heard the abbot call out to Dagon to stay back, and now I'm just wondering if we see him at this point. Perception 10.
Now that you know that Dagon is there and are actively looking for him, yeah, you can see him on the far side.
Okay. Oh god. Sorry, I have an idea. I'm just trying to think of how to. Yeah, okay. So Gray will begin running up to the golem and will yell to Dagon, "Dagon, make me big!" And he will get within range and hold his action to grapple the golem.
Okay. And the trigger is Dagon enlarging you?
Yes.
Okay. Sounds good. Up next is Choggy.
Sorry, one clarification. I'm moving behind the golem. I should have said. I apologize.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so that means file's at a distance, right? Just so I'm aware of the positioning.
Yeah, basically
Yeah.
imagine that he is behind the corner of the building right now.
And Gray's in front of. All right, so I'm gonna go up right next to Gray. There's a reason for this, and I'm going to hit it with my my magical dagger.
Okay.
I'm going to code it.
Smart.
Okay, that hits.
15 hits. That's good. Constitution save.
It doesn't need to make it. It is immune to poison.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate.
Immune to poison damage completely.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Dang.
But the dagger still makes purchase.
Okay, sorry, I've just got to check something. Yeah, and I will stunning strike it.
Okay.
7
Alright, so-
piercing.
Okay. The DC is what, 13?
It's proficiency plus wisdom plus 8, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
13.
And this is a con save.
Yes.
Oh, and this isn't magical, is it?
No.
It fails. Yeah, so it is stunned.
Hey.
Hey, cool. Hit it. Yes. Hit it with the dagger again.
Okay.
Oh, I'm so happy. Oh, I'm so happy. I hope you know what I'm about to do.
17 to
17. And it's stun's not the auto crit, right?
No, it is just advantage.
Okay. 6? You think I'd remember that by now?
Alright. You remember this is the same being that you engaged not even 30 minutes ago, and the damage from that fight is still carried over. It's looking really beat up.
Okay, and then I'm going to do Searing Arc Strike as a bonus action and hit it with
Jesus.
hit it with burning hands.
Okay.
Jesus, man. I was gonna fucking like restrain it. I was gonna like.
It is a giant rampaging monster. It has to go down.
I mean, fair enough. Fair enough.
And at second, Searing Arc Strike. Da, da, da. burning actions. Burning hands is a bonus action. Level 1. I'm only using 2 points. And thank you, Roll20.
Ah, jeez. I don't know. I don't know why this. Well, I know why the spell save DC is like that. Ouch.
Only 6.
1, 2, 3.
It auto fails because it's a dex check, so that's a shame.
All right. It is still up. It is seared. It is stunned. You can feel just making contact with this thing. It really, really wants to attack you, but everything in its body is telling it not to right now.
Alright, that's it. That's it for my turn.
All right. It is now the abbot's turn. The abbot shouts to all of you, "No, wait! I can get through to it!" And it goes over. He goes over. And he goes, "Calm yourself, please. I don't want to do this." And it's going to, thanks to your Searing Arc Strike, he's going to have advantage on this. Oh man, Abbott, my dudes.
Oh
You need
no.
to roll higher than single digits, my man.
Oh no.
As he tries to connect with it once more, and it still doesn't seem to yield. Dagon, it's now your turn.
Me too, man.
Okay. Dagon is gonna go up to this thing. And he's going to look at it and says, "Easy. Easy. Not here to fight." And Dagon is... didn't pick up any of his weapons. He didn't pick up any of his stuff from the table. He is actually going to try and using thaumaturgy, and I will hit it. Let's see. With thaumaturgy, is it possible to create kind of like some soothing lights?
No,
Not even
that
like
would be prestidigitation.
Okay, so
You can only cause flames to flicker or dim. Or brighten.
alright. I can use it to make sounds, correct? Because
Let's
I
say
see.
instantaneous sound, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll say it's a simple sound, so nothing complex.
Probably go for like bird chirping or something, or chirping.
Okay,
If-
chirping.
And he's gonna try to get it to calm down.
All right. You attempt to calm it down, and it doesn't seem to listen.
There's nothing I can do to roll to try to calm it down.
Nope. I'll let you roll a insight to kind of figure out what the situation is.
All right. Natural
Oh,
20.
shit.
So the only thing that seems to be getting through to this being is the one who made it, its master's voice, and that would be the abbot.
Kind of looks down at the abbot and goes, "Do you trust me?"
I just want it safe.
That's why I'm not going to engage it. And he is going to... what can I do? What can I do? What can I do?
Well, if you use thaumaturgy, you used up your action for the turn.
I did, but there's also another thing I can do. Oh, wait. And that is...
Okay, quicken spell, I assume.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm going to cast Guidance upon the abbot.
Okay.
And before I end my turn, I'm going to look at the party and says, "Don't attack it! Let the abbot handle this."
I'm trying.
Is that your turn, Dagon?
Yes.
All right. It is now... Excuse me. It is now Esmeralda's turn. She's going to roll something with advantage. Okay. Didn't need that advantage. She rolled a natural 20.
Nice.
As you speak it out, she glares a little bit at you, Dagon, and then walks around in front of the golem, around in front of you, pulls out her sword, and holds action. She prepares in case it starts getting dangerous again to put it down, but she is not making an aggressive move. That brings us to its turn. It has to see if it can get out of this stun effect.
Nope. It's locked in.
Oh, right. It's at the end of your turn. Okay. So it just flails there angrily and in fire and in pain. So that's its turn. Hope, it is your turn.
I am going to approach the abbot with shield drawn but mace sheathed and stand beside him, trying to create a wall to keep the creature from getting past. I will not strike it unless I have to. I will say, clasping him gently on the shoulder. Casting guidance.
Nice.
Okay. As you put your hand on his shoulder, he looks to you and says, "Thank you for understanding, Hope." And that is your turn. That brings us up to the top of the round. Fael.
Alright. Can I get up to it? Or can I get to the abbot with my movement?
Yes, I say you can.
We'll do that so that we get the aura. I forget if that'll even help, but... Now I'll take out my shield and dodge action.
Okay. That brings us up to Gray.
Alright. Okay. Now, above game, remembering that flesh golems are medium-sized creatures and not large like I originally thought, I'm just going to attempt to grapple it. I just want to, like, put it in, like a full Nelson, just to, like, restrain it so the abbot can do his thing.
Alright, you succeed automatically because it is currently stunned.
Cool.
Got him in the hurt lock.
Do it now!
Okay. That brings us to the abbot's turn. He no longer has advantage. Oh no, I'm sorry. It brings us to Choggy's turn. I apologize.
Haza is currently muted.
Yeah, sorry.
You're
I'm
good.
smart. I'm
thought-
smart. I know I can press button good like.
To be honest, I thought you had stepped away, so you're good.
No. I had just started speaking into my mic, which was muted, because I am science man, you see. Yes, you should all be happy and safe.
Big
So I will hold my action until to attack it if whatever the abbot does doesn't work.
Okay.
And mind you, non-lethally.
Alright. It is now the abbot's turn. He's no longer rolling with advantage, but has a lot of guidance on him now.
double guidance.
Yep.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Just for...
Only
and
one
giggles.
guidance.
No, 2.
Do they
his
stack?
turn.
Yes.
Yeah.
They do stack.
You used Tamaturgy.
But I also
Meta.
spent
He
2
uses meta
sorcery
magic.
point. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's right.
You good?
So that is a... This is 25.
Do you want us to just roll the thing just in case?
Sure.
2d4s.
Do it anyway. There's no pacifism like over pacifism.
Sam, would you like to go first?
So that's 29. The Deva walks up to it, and as it's burning and almost dying within your arms, Gray, you can even feel some of its stitching starting to come loose. The abbot walks up. Rest, child. We'll take care of you. It boom falls over to the ground, and combat is over.
Face first or backwards?
Face first. So, Gray, I'm gonna need you you let it go as it starts to give way and fall forward.
Oh no, he lands on top of me.
I would have held it enough so like it doesn't crash to the ground. It just kind of like I kind of lower it to the ground. If
I'll
I
let
can
it
do
comically fall on Chuggy, damn it.
that.
Drop it on. And I dropped it on the frog!
I actually pick it up over my shoulders and fucking drop it on Choggy's head.
Con save.
Boom.
Oh wait.
It doesn't need to. Aha!
Does the Courage the Cowardly Dog laugh? Ah! Ah!
The abbot, after a second, he looks at the flesh golem and looks to all of you. Dagon told me that you entered into the wing. I really wish you would have told me if you had damaged it. And then, like, for a second, a light bulb kind of goes off in his head. And he runs into the hole that it made. Do you follow?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Following
Yes.
ASAP.
Wait, I think I figured it out. That something out. Never mind. I'll keep quiet.
Okay.
You walk in to the hole that was made. And you remember this location from the first time that you were in here. This was one of the rooms opposite where Esmeralda was fighting the golem. Except everything around here has been damaged heavily by the golem thrashing about. But as you walk in and get a better view of the inside dark area, first thing that you notice is a smell of iron. As your eyes become attuned to the darkness, you see a grisly sight. Blood, bodies, missing limbs and organs scattered all about. It seems that the golem went through one of the rooms containing all of the patients. The abbot is silent as he stands amidst everything.
Oh. Dagon's
still-
looking in horror.
You can still hear the sounds of the other patients further down the wing, but this room has been decimated. You can see one off in the corner. One survived. It's currently missing, well, you would normally say an arm, but it looks more like a wing. Just kind of shivering in the corner in clear pain. The abbot walks on over to it, touches it. You see bright light emerge from his hands and flow into it. Its harried breathing slows and becomes stable, but the damage has been done. And he stands up. Silence. At this point, actually, let me roll. Okay, nope. Nothing happens.
CG,
Yes.
you said it was only one room that got wrecked. The other ones are intact?
Correct.
Okay, so that means only one of these entities died, whereas the rest of them
No.
aren't. No.
They
If you
were groups.
Oh. Okay, so
Yeah, there's only one survivor.
It's only
of
one
that
spot.
room, correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
Approximately how many
we-
bodies does it look like in this room?
Medicine check.
Anyone
Anyone who wants to.
Yeah, I'll take a shot.
3! And that's a lot of blood.
Natural 20.
So, Abbott, you got like a janitor or something?
Dagon and Hope, from the amounts of body parts, hard as it is to determine, you estimate that 9 people died in this room.
Without a word, Hope will begin moving through the room, checking to see if any others might still be alive, if only barely.
Would like to insist in that endeavor.
As both of you start sifting through, the abbot holds up his hand. Don't. You've done enough. He starts moving pieces of what you can only assume to be a dog-like mongrel folks. Body parts, limbs, organs. Moving it back together. First, immediately, the creature without the wounds is made whole. And the abbot, in a bright flash of light, you see that the being that was once dead and dismembered is writhing out in pain, but is alive again. I know. You're all right. You live once more. Barovia will not take you. He pants. And he steps up. And he looks back to everyone.
Despite the word, Hope will do what she can. Rather than tending to the dead, Hope will begin to clear the doorway of any rock, wood or metal.
Dagon, he's just gonna stand off to the side, away from both the group and the abbot.
Chunky will absolutely help Hope.
As you all start prepping the room, preparing it, mending damage, the abbot takes the healed and the revived patients and he escorts them to a nearby room where Hope you can see this because you're currently working on the door. All of the patients are shivering and cowering in the corner. It's all right. Promised I would look after you. And I mean to keep that promise. I will return. He gets up and he walks back over to the group. I think it is best if you leave the Abbey for today.
Gray will say nothing. He'll just kind of nod and then kind of linger by the hole in the wall as he slowly makes his way out of it. Kind of looking back into the chamber of the dead animal folk. Now dead animal folk.
As you all leave the abbot in the room alone as he starts tending to the patients. You walk by the garden. You see Vasilica has not been tending to the garden as you instructed her hope, but she seems to be intently watching from afar. What happened? What's going on?
Someone in the gut was making a mess of the tower. No need to worry. Everything is fine. Everyone is okay.
Roll a deception check. Wow. Basilica looks at you. Hope, please. What happened? I must know. Where's the abbot?
He is cleaning up inside, but I think he wants to be alone.
Are the patients okay? Are they alive?
They are.
Roll me another deception check.
Wait, I thought they were brought back, or am I mishearing something?
One
One
of them
was
was
brought
brought back.
One of them.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god, Vasilica. Natural 20. Hey, Hope. She also got a natural 20. I'm gonna see what her insight is. She looks to you, Hope. She says, "They still live then."
The abbot was able to get them under control. They are calming down now, but it is still a mess inside. It might be best to leave it to him.
What happened? You can tell me. Oh, perhaps it's better off that I don't know. Yes, you may incite her. Yes, go ahead. Oh. With your insight, you get the feeling that she doesn't know exactly what happened in the tower, but she can kind of sense that something is off.
I think she means in general.
Ah,
Like, how much did she know about what was happening?
ah. With that insight and her absolutely god awful roll, boy, just heaven and hell with this girl. This is an interesting dice. Um, you get the sense she knows quite a bit about what's going on in there.
There. Golem got loose.
My sister, you mean?
Your sister?
I know it's not exactly like she's like me, but she and I are similar. I like to think of her as such, even if I'm not entirely sure she can think back.
What separates the two of you?
That was really aggressive from KD, but
Amazon Prime.
Oh, I didn't do it.
um, she looks. I wish I knew, but something in my heart tells me that we're fundamentally different, yet similar. She
Does she have a name?
I've tried giving her one, but she doesn't respond to anything. I simply call her sister.
Hope will pause in thought for a moment before turning quietly and returning to the tower, alone.
Wait. A Basilica will go out and grab your arm. Please, Hope. Sister got loose. Did she harm any of the patients? Please, you can tell me.
Yes, but the abbot is tending to them right now.
Roll an insight on her. Excellent roll. As you mentioned that, you see her face, you expect it to be filled with relief. Instead, her face sours a little. Oh, yeah, so they still live. And she just starts offering a prayer.
I will give the others a help me here look as I turn back to Vasilika. Perhaps there is a way you can help. Do you have any healing herbs in the gardens?
Hope, you're not understanding. They should stay dead.
What do you mean?
She looks on over. The abbot's not too far. Here, let's retreat. Let's go back to my room for a little bit, and I'll explain in more detail. And I think that's where we're going to take a break.
Oh. Okay.
Understood.
Oh, I need to get some water. There was a lot of screaming and shouting.
CG over here was, before the stream started, was like, oh, I hope I can put on a good session tonight. This fucking guy.
I'll be right back.
I'll be right back too.
Same here.
Jesus.
I need a stiff drink.
Yeah, I need to use the bathroom. I will be back as well.
Sorry about jumping in there a little bit. Sad, and I was just like, I understood what you meant, so I thought, just to make it easier.
It's fine.
Alright, I'm back. Agua has been achieved. Oh, I guess I'm alone.
Not me.
Oh. Oh, I guess I'm alone.
Oh wow, I see. It is.
How's it going,
Mad a
Haas?
stunning strike. You just mad a stunning strike you again, aren't you?
No, it's not like, oh no, you went and get the pacifying option for an encounter that pacifying was a good idea. Oh no.
Oh, Chunky was going for the kill, by the way.
Oh, I believe it.
A big rampaging beast going through that is a like obviously lost all control on itself. Yeah, it's danger.
No, you were completely correct in doing so. Like,
Plus, we didn't hear anything from the abbot, so there was no like.
dude, you did
done.
fine. Like, you did exactly what a reasonable person would do. It just turns
yes,
out,
exactly.
yeah. So, like, you don't need to defend yourself.
No,
That was-
but I'm just saying, like, it's just like the little information we had. It was what I was gonna do, and like, I'm so glad I did it because it was gonna piss people off, including myself.
Man, I was like really thinking last session, like, fuck, we should have killed that thing. We should have just. It was already damaged. We should have put it down. It's gonna make a mess for us later, and it really did, didn't it?
But if we did kill it, we would have probably created more problems for ourselves later.
Yeah, probably, but it was a very much lose-lose situation in that regard.
Lose-lose situation, huh? Welcome to Barovia.
Yeah, no shit.
Oh, man. We're only halfway done.
I know, that was just the break. You started like doing the like we're gonna take a break, and my brain went, oh, that's the end of the session.
Just saying.
We're not even 2 hours in.
Not gonna lie, this is a bit of a dense episode.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's. How are you holding up, Wiley?
My body hurts.
No.
Sorry, dude.
That's fine.
Hopefully it'll be better tomorrow.
Better.
More than
I still have to
likely,
work.
you will. You didn't get the day off?
Went to work today.
What? You madman. Carry yourself wisely. If you don't, I'll kill you. Wait.
I'll show me.
Ah, yes, thank you, outside car. I agree. Yes, you tell him, Nugget. Fuck that guy.
I am reminded of the robot chicken Captain Planet shit.
Whoa!
Wait,
You speak Katie, what?
Katie, why you want to do that?
Shit.
Oh,
anyone
S
listening?
kit.
There. It's pronouncing skit as shit.
that's so funny. It's saying what really aggressively, and it's just, oh man, Kitty, but you are doing alright. It's just sassing us.
Amazon Prime.
Edison.
I return my
think if you-
drink.
I think it needs a period at the end.
Screw.
Amazon Prime.
Or maybe fuck me then, I guess. Okay.
Man, every time we
Brown.
Prime!
Prime!
Okay, wait. Try saying Amazon Prime, but substitute the A's with E's.
Megatron, you sussy baka.
You can manually use the other voice.
It's like all of that art.
What the fuck are you
Even
talking
remember.
about?
Amazon Prime accept substitute the A's freeze.
Okay, let's sit here, you
Oh.
sassy SOB.
Oh man, not only is KD Bot being sassy, but KD Bot is being sassy.
Know what? No Reese's cups for you.
I like Amazon Prime.
Me too.
Now, if only we could get them to sponsor us.
Skit Amazon Prime.
They. Wait, Frost, I hate to burst your bubble, my man. They do. It's called Twitch.
Yeah, but I
Twitch
want them to sponsor
Prime.
us personally.
They do. It's called Twitch. Hey, do you have Amazon Prime? Did you know you can get a free sub to any channel with Amazon Prime?
Shit.
No, it's hard.
What?
Also, did that say shit?
Yeah,
Saying
it
shit,
was
we
doing
don't
it
know why.
before.
Cheat.
Sheet.
Sheet.
Try it like S.
I like how you laughed
CHIT.
harder at sheet. It's saying sheet
Bullshit.
completely. Like,
Whoa, hold on. Did it just
Bullshit.
actually just say bullshit?
no, it said bullshit. It just says it like
Bullshit.
sheet. It doesn't say skit properly, but it says sheet normally.
Bullshit.
Oh,
I don't even
I mean,
know
it
where
said
to
skit properly once. Skit Amazon Prime.
Try it.
Oh, maybe if
Try it.
there's.
SCHIT.
I think it's because like if there's a word behind it, it'll say skit.
Maybe.
Every other time,
Hmm.
there's nothing behind it.
This is my skit for the talent show.
Yep. Theory confirmed.
Interesting.
now do this is my talent show skit.
Scientific. Experimentation.
This is my talent show shit.
Yeah,
Yep.
There we go.
apparently that's it. No, you're excused.
Hatsa.
What?
Eh?
I thought that was Haza at first.
I'll
It's
meet
like,
you on the
Ozzy, I
water.
didn't know you could bull a Roshi.
You are the closest to British here. Why the fuck does this bot pronounce things weird?
I'm trying to figure out why.
These are
I'm trying
great
to
value
figure,
brand British.
I'm trying to figure out why Aussie is pronounced things weird.
Aussie.
Haza's like, I don't fucking know.
That's
That's
right, apparently.
It said Aussie perfectly.
Pikachu.
Pikachu. Wait.
Pikachu.
Did I just hear that?
Yep.
Okay.
Pikachu.
Pikachu.
It's the spear class Pikachu.
Pikachu.
Thank you.
All right. Is everyone here? Shall we get back into it?
Is it roll call time?
Haza,
Uh,
Tart, J Frost,
God damn it.
Sen,
Prime time Amazon Prime time.
Oh, it extended on that last part.
Willie,
Time.
Prime.
Okay, did anyone else hear Prime Pride Prime?
No.
man, I'm not even gonna question it. I'm just gonna.
Pride.
I'm just gonna go back to the land of Barovia and let this land of headaches just sort itself out.
You see, that was your first mistake. Nothing ever gets sorted in Barovia.
Shaking eyes.
All right. If everyone's back, we return to the room you all slept in, Basilica's room. Much nicer looking now that the daylight has come in, quote unquote, and you can see that the rose from before is currently enjoying some morning sun as Basilica kind of gathers everyone in. You met the abbot while he was traveling, did you not?
Yes, we did.
When he goes out, he asks me to look after the patients, to make sure they don't harm themselves. Like my sister, I'm a bit more durable than your average person. So I spend a lot of time with them. And whenever the abbot comes back, their moods change. They are cared for by him, but you can see the looks in their eyes. They're in terrible pain. I don't know. It looks almost like they're uncomfortable.
How so?
Oh. She sighs a little bit and looks to you all. It's hard to explain, but they look above camera. I'm actually having trouble putting this into words. The best I could describe is dread, hopelessness, and actual pain.
Answer me honestly on this. Did any of them come here freely?
They all did. But I'm not sure how much the abbot told them of what was going to happen to them. I haven't been around when he did any of his procedures. I simply know that someone comes in, and then I sleep, and by the next day, another patient comes. The event is not very common. He's been at this for years, but it's always followed the same pattern. Brings someone in, cares for them for a while. They seem, well, as content as someone with oisostemia can be. And then, a day later, they're one of them. He hasn't for quite a long while.
Can any of them speak?
I taught one once. It didn't take long for them to degenerate, lose memory of what I did. But they mentioned only one word. killed.
You aren't implying.
Basilica gets up and she wanders over to her rose on the windowsill. I really wish I didn't. Life is such a wonderful gift. For you, for me, even for my sister. But I'm not. She smiles. I'm not as naive as I look or as I wish to be. You can see that she has a bit of an expression on her face of sharp pain, as though she's holding back tears. We are gifted with life at its best, but they are gifted with life they are cursed with life at its worst.
Would you prefer it if he didn't bring any more in?
And I believe him, and I believe that he is working for a greater good, but I admit I'm conflicted.
Working toward a greater good and achieving it are two different things.
Right. And we're at the unfortunate crossroads of that. I've spent a lot of time with the abbot. I'm arguably his only company. I don't always know what's going on with him, but I know he wants to cure these people. And he keeps them alive to make sure of that. You said he healed them? Did he just heal them?
When we left, he was working to calm them down.
She bites her lip a little bit. Did he bring one back?
Yes.
She sighs deeply. There are a few times when animals that they act like get the better of one another, and one is killed. The abbot comes in quickly and makes sure that they are not gone for long. There's always a scream when they come back. I can't help but wonder, are they screaming because of what they saw? Or are they screaming because of what they've come back to?
They are the only ones that can answer that. Tell me, what happened to that one you taught to speak?
Was it was, I believe, a one that showed wolf-like capabilities in its arms and chest, but its mental capacities seemed fine, which is very rare. She... well, I was able to get her to speak only a few words, and then, well, she was caught up in some chaos in her room. When the abbot brought her back, she couldn't remember anymore. Ever since then. Ever since then, I've grown wary of the abbot. I owe him everything. He brought me to life, he looks after me, we live happily here, quietly, but ever since then, there's been a nagging. And as he took more journeys on the road, I started to see with clearer eyes of what was actually happening. I know what the abbot is. I know what he is. And I think because of what he is, he can't understand that the life that he is giving these patients is nothing but pain. He sees them as...
Tell me, have his travels become more frequent?
They've slowed down, actually. Up until recently. I think the one that came in not days before you all. The first one that he brought in months.
Is he already in the ward?
Dagon and Gray, you actually remember where this one is.
Yeah.
They are above us in the hospital area.
If it was your choice, what would you do?
Hope. I don't know. I don't want to take a life, but what lives are they living?
You have trouble deciding, where he seems to make the decision with little hesitation, little pause, little doubt.
simply looks and the conflict.
Who truly is the wise one here?
I don't. She shakes her head. Someone like him. I can't imagine his reasons. I only see the results. I don't know. I don't know. And she starts crying into her hands. What do we do?
I reach out to gently hold her hand. The fact that you don't know says more about you than you think, Vasilika.
You reach out for her hands, and she immediately, instead of grabbing your hand, she tackles you and is just crying into your shoulder right now. I don't know. What do we do?
Would you like me to speak to him?
I don't know that that would be a wise idea right now. I don't know if it would be a wise idea at all. I don't know.
I gently hold her until she seems ready and composed enough to let go.
You're together for about 3 minutes before she leaves your embrace and sits down on one of the beds. If you go talk to him, please, I must be there. I don't want anything to happen to you, and I don't want anything to happen to him, but we need to solve this.
I look to the others.
Ayel nods.
Gray does as well.
Esmeralda, it seems that discussion is our next action, but we would be foolish to not expect something more violent to come of it.
Dagon just
No one raises a hand except in defense.
looks away.
Chuggy will give a thumbs up to Hope's comment.
Oh, you raised your hand.
God damn it, Willie.
Chuggy will look down in shock horror.
Very well. only in defense.
I help Vasilika up to her feet. Well then, let's do this.
She composes herself. All right. Let's go talk to the abbot.
I keep my hand off Vasilika's shoulder as I slowly walk down toward the tower.
All right then. As you are walking out, you lead Vasilika away. Fael, Choggy, Bagan, Gray. You see Esmeralda about to walk on after everyone else.
Esmeralda,
Yes, Gray.
before we do this, a lot has happened today, and it only feels fair to tell you now. I understand that your heart was in the right place, that you wanted to help. And frankly, I know that you did not instigate that fight with the golem. But we are a group. We do not do these things without at least alerting the others. If we're going to, our goals are aligned, but if we're going to make this work, we have to work together. I don't say this as a lecture. Just want to extend an olive branch.
She looks at you. She snorts a little bit. No lecture, huh? Refreshing change of pace. Listen, Gray. I know what I did was poor action. But you must understand, I am used to working alone. But as you are willing to extend an olive branch to me, I will simply say that I do not know how to work as a group. But if we are going to be together, perhaps you all can teach me.
Gray will kind of... Go ahead.
No, is that fair?
Gray kind of nods, as long as we understand each other.
Alright. Let's go talk with an angel.
What today, huh?
And it's not even noon.
Oh, Jesus Christ, that's a good point. God. Okay.
You all make your way towards the tower. And as you enter into the Forbidden Ward, you see that the abbot is not there. He's no longer caring for the remains, but he does seem to have, for lack of a better term, put them back together.
I turn to Flo. Do you sense him anywhere nearby?
Divine sense requires line of sight, I believe.
I think it's omnidirectional.
Yeah, it's omnidirectional.
Trust Jay Frost, he plays a paladin.
That is
It is.
not behind cover, so line of sight.
It still gives off a sensing, though.
Click on it,
Alright.
and we'll decide.
Yeah.
Lit. GIF. Oh.
That is not. There's the GIF.
Oh, there it is.
That is not behind total cover. So
Total cover would be like a true solid wall,
Yeah.
but it could give off a sense, at least in direction.
I'm gonna say that even with the total cover, you get a very, very light sense of celestial above you.
I look up.
It is the ceiling.
He's in the ceiling.
oh shit, he's no clipped. Fuck.
He's checking the insulation, guys.
Oh,
Looking
no.
for all that asbestos.
I start to make my way toward the stairs that obviously are here.
Damn it.
You
Joke's
head
on
back.
you, it's a ladder.
Aha! It's the four golems again. Would you like to hear some more elevator music?
God, no. Please. Not again.
You find your way to the stairs. They lead up to the second floor, which you remember from the tour had some lights on. Now as you approach higher, you can see why. It appears to be a makeshift church. There are many different pews. There seem to be candelabras currently lit. An altar at the far end, where the abbot is currently sitting down. He seems to be praying.
I wait at the far end, giving the abbot time and space to say his prayers.
He slowly rises up. He looks around, and before he even starts to turn, I believe I requested that you all leave the abbey.
Someone else requested that I stay, even if for a brief bit longer.
He turns around and looks, and he sees Basilica among you. Basilica? Please, I beg of you. Could you please come here and speak your mind? I assume that is why you are here with everyone else. Abbott, we have to talk about the patients. We have to talk about the patients. We have to talk about the patients that I kept from prying eyes, that I let into my home, let into our home. Prying eyes that tell us that they would not damage or endanger those of a questionable nature, he says, looking at Dagon, and yet would still do so. He breathes. I am a being of a higher plane. I am not prone to anger very often. and you see his form start to shift back into his angelic form. But when it does happen, it is for righteous fury that it arises. You have taken my hospitality, and you have taken the lives, with your actions, of those in my care. You had best say your piece. Very, very quickly.
With all due respect, Abbot, was it our actions, or your own that led to this situation? I do not say this lightly, but think.
Are you saying that you had no part in this?
Answer me a question. How much did the patients know when they came here?
They knew everything. I told them everything. The procedure, what could happen, everything. Go ahead.
Can the group roll as well?
Yes, everyone may roll insight.
I thought I
Oh, man.
rolled 2 because it lagged.
Choggy, Dagon. Oh, there's Choggy.
Dagon will refrain from the insight.
Okay.
He's
12.
currently got thoughts right
When
now.
you in? Ow.
Wow. So only Fael gets this with the natural 20. Everyone else, it's really tough to read him, especially with the emotion on his face. But Fael, he's telling the truth.
He's not lying.
How many have you brought up here? Over the years, how many people have you told of the risks?
Hundreds. Not more than what you've seen now, but even so. All of them knew, other than the first, what might happen. I told them I could help fix their condition. I explained what could happen, and they simply agreed.
And how many times was it fixed?
None! It was never fixed! As his mace that he had from the side smashes into the bar. It was never fixed! So what can I do? Throw them out into the cold? Look for a cure? they went with the latter. I will not rest until they are cured. I will not rest until they are themselves with a soul, that they may leave this valley and may experience the glory of the Morning Lord once more.
And yet, look at them. Despite the fact she has an angel standing before her, Hope begins to yell. They are afraid. Did you ever take them into account?
Hope, I have taken them into account every moment of my being since I did what I did to them. Every time I brought someone in, it was there to make sure that none of it was repeated in the future, that I could cure them.
You are repeating it. Over and over. Of times.
And I will continue until I solve this. Until Lersistemia is gone from this land.
Did you ever think that this isn't the solution?
If you know the solution to fix their current problems, what good am I as a doctor? That someone just comes into the Abbey and knows the solution? What will I have been doing then? Everything I have done will have been for nothing. Everything I will have done would have been a profanity in the eyes of my Lord. So no, I don't think that this isn't the solution. It has to be. I ask you once more. He raises his mace and he points to you all. Leave my Abbey.
You remove the thing that veils this land from the Morning Lord. You remove the Dark Lord.
I can't! I was here when Strahd was slain! And he returned! There is no removal of the Dark Lord. I cannot remove him. I cannot find a solution to remove him. Something keeps him here. I cannot find what, and I cannot solve it. But I can solve this. Said before, I said it again. Leave me. And he takes a step forward and he lifts himself into the air. This is your final warning.
I turn my head slightly to the others, and then to Vasilika.
What does everyone else say?
I think Dagon
So you
wanted to say
remain
something.
silent.
Dagon would look to the group and he's going to ask a favor of them. But first, I want to see what Sen's typing up.
I think you can go ahead, Dagon.
Dagon would look to the group and say, "Remove yourselves. We will be leaving." But he looks up to the abbot and he says, "I will be accompanying them, but I would like to at least have some final words with you. And then I shall remove myself from this sanctified place." And he turns to the group again and he just says, "Leave us." And he looks over to Hope and says, "If you have anything to add in, you're more than welcome to stay."
I will stay with you.
Nods.
Esmeralda walks up. Dagon.
You?
With-
He looks,
with-
he glares at her. Daggers. And
With due respect.
with due respect, you will
Hold on.
leave.
Hold on. Hold on. With due respect. I made a mistake earlier this morning. I'm not going to let you commit the same one.
No. There's a difference. I'm telling this to my friends before I engage in my own stupidity. Go with them.
Esmeralda's gonna look on over to Gray.
Gray hesitates. And he looks over to Basilica. Can I insight to get some sort of feeling as to what Basilica is thinking right now? A vibe check, I guess you could say.
Absolutely.
Insight check.
Yes.
18.
How to put this? It feels like her view of what she thought the abbot was has shattered. She is holding back tears.
Gray clenches his fist and he gives a stern look to Dagon. We made someone a promise. This can't continue. I'm staying.
Dagon will glare daggers and says, "Leave."
No.
Lifts a hand and prep, and you see magic starting to gather, and he says, "Don't, Gray. This is a talk. There will be no violence. But I request this."
If there is not going to be violence, then why are you preparing a spell?
Insurance.
Oh, is that
Looks
what
up
you
to-
call it?
We've already done enough damage. I'm making this as one final request. Please. I ask this. Let the diplomats talk.
Gray takes a step towards Dagon to the point where whatever hand is beginning to cast a spell is like pressed up against Dagon's chest. And he goes, "If you want me to leave, you're going to have to make me." But I'm staying. And kind of begins to slowly raise his hands to his side in kind of a do it fashion.
Dagon looks back to the abbot.
The abbot has not moved.
It will find a way. If even a slimmer of what our goal accomplishes can aid you, then I will take the path. And Dagon just walks by and begins exiting the chamber. And just starts to immediately head out to where the exit of the abbey is.
Gray's hands just kind of drop to his side, and he watches Dagon leave.
I will leave, but I have one final thing to say. Despite all your efforts to protect the humanity of this valley, you have lost touch with it. If you need any proof, look into your own daughter's eyes, and with that, I turn toward the door and begin to leave.
Chucky is going to grab Basilica by the hand and walk with her out.
Gray will wait until everyone else has left the chamber before leaving himself.
All right. As everyone leaves, and the abbot returns to his prayers, we're all standing outside with Basilica. There's a long silence before you all make it out of the wing and into the courtyard. Basilica at this point looks shocked. There's a well in the middle of the courtyard, and she walks over, looks into it, thinking for a little bit. Please, don't think ill of him, but I'm glad I learned what I did.
Can I ask a favor?
I was about to ask you one. You first. Oh,
You first.
she looks deep into the well, I don't know what you're gonna ask, what you'll find if you follow through with this, but please. I don't think I can be here anymore. Nothing will ever be the same. And you're right. You've all been right. He's in this cycle. If I am to save all those patients, all of those he may track down in the future, all of those was always a stamina. I can't find it in here. I guess this would be an opportunity to see the world like I wanted.
I think for a long moment. Well, there goes my favor. At least partially. But perhaps not. How much have you learned from the abbot on his healing techniques?
Hello? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
Mm.
we can hear you.
We can hear you now. I didn't hear anything after Hope's question.
Yeah, I lost connection to Discord for like 30 seconds or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, we can hear you now.
Okay. Oh, that was weird. Did the message go through on KD board? KD board? Board.
How much have you learned from the abbot on his healing techniques?
Okay. None. His healing techniques are his own.
Maybe, just maybe. I turned to Choggy.
Hmm?
I hate to bother him again, but we need to ask him if he has room for another.
Chucky's gonna pull out the sending stone and look at it really intently, and his brow will furrow and go, maybe someone else ask him this time.
I offer my hand out.
And I promptly plop the sending stone with ding, I'm assuming, into Hope's hand. Also, Chuggy is still absolutely holding Basilica's hand still.
Okay. She looks down and smiles a little bit at Choggy, who has not let go.
Con save.
Haha, she doesn't need to.
Immune.
Bless the froggo.
Also, I'm wearing gloves, so yeah, shut up, Todd.
Emotional support Chalky.
It's like noon, isn't it?
Yeah, it's about noonish right now.
I focus my thoughts. Good morning. We may need a moment again, this time with another.
Hold on, I'm typing this up. Because this is sending, so I gotta make sure it's 25 words. Alright. You get a response back. The Warforged. Hope, was it? Do you think I run a hotel service? At least tell me what this is about. No vagaries.
A refugee is with us and has no safe home. You will understand when you see her.
You get a response back. You can't tell, but I am rolling my eyes right now. I need more info, or this could be jeopardizing our existing guest.
a sentient flesh golem. She talks and acts just like anyone else. Also, she likes flowers and won't help people. Is that enough for you?
You get another response. Sentient, you say? Alright, that's interesting enough for at least warrant a look. Meet me in the woods again.
We could also take her to Velaki. Cause didn't that girl have something like us a thingia?
Esmeralda pipes up. Choggy, I can't say I've known you for very long, but taking a flesh golem into a populated area seems like a profoundly stupid idea.
I mean, Isaac has a crab arm.
Above game. Jesus fucking Christ.
Am I wrong? Are they really
People
gonna be
crab.
weirded out at the flesh golem when they have a crab man there? Like, I'm not wrong. Above game, I'm not wrong.
Great,
Both came
we'll
not wrong.
speak up. Assuming this goes wrong, the Walker. Well, actually, I can't remember. Above game, did the Walkers move out?
No.
They
I
did
think
not,
you have-
did they?
You guys didn't really touch base with them after curing Stella the last time you were in Velaki.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Velaki is still in a state of unrest. It isn't safe there.
In this circumstance, and he kind of looks back to the tower. I think I agree. Velaki is a backup plan in this regard, I think, if we can't go anywhere else.
This place that you are talking about, all of you did was pull out the sending stone, so I'm afraid I'm a bit out of the loop.
Being that it's more dangerous and less reckless.
Above game, ironic saying less reckless when he went up against Strahd.
But possibly less gracious than this host.
He's a powerful friend, and he's helped us once before. It's at least worth a shot.
She crosses her arms a little bit. You're telling me a lot without telling me anything, but, and she looks on over to everyone at the same time, I am being told that I don't know quite how to function in a group, so, as a show of trying to make this work, I will trust you for now, in this regard. Keep me in the dark if you wish.
She will notice Gray flare us a very slight smirk.
I turn to Vasilika. If you want to leave, now is the time. Gather your things and meet us outside the abbey quickly.
She nods, and she dashes into the other tower. About 5 minutes go by. She returns carrying but one thing. The flower pot with the rose inside. You do notice, however, that she is currently much more covered up and her veil is down. She. Oh, excuse me. I got a bit of a frog in my throat.
That was menacing.
It's a very menacing frog.
Roll con save.
It wasn't Choggy. He's not menacing at all.
How dare you?
Our host agreed to meet us, but the question now is how do we get there from here without drawing too many eyes?
Well,
I might have a solution to that.
okay, never mind.
Before I made my way here, I have I left my wagon down at the base of Kresk. We'll have to navigate into the woods for a little bit, but we could put her in the wagon.
Sounds reasonable enough to me.
Are you okay with that?
Basilica kind of turns to look at Esmeralda, who's just kind of a little bit stone-faced, but you can all kind of tell that she's just kind of putting up a front. Not even an insight check on that one. She just goes, oh. I think I can manage for a bit.
Then we have a plan.
We do. You have a course of action? Let's see it out.
Alright.
Let's go then.
Let us leave this depressing place. And she begins to walk off. And as everyone follows, with a new goal in mind, that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Woo!
Alright.
Hooray, we didn't do a murder.
What a session, indeed.
Yay.
Wiley's like, yay, I can go to bed.
I can suffer in peace.
Do you want to suffer in peace, Willie?
Not gonna go to bed.
Oh, well, never
Probably
mind
gonna make
then.
music.
Okay, you can suffer with all of us instead.
Yeah, let's be real.
Boy.
Not exactly a feel-good session tonight.
God, no. But a good
Nope.
one.
Far from it.
I don't know, I've got the whole hands of Basilica, I'm happy.
Okay,
You
that's fair.
You have someone you can hold hands with.
Isn't it great? I can take my gloves off too.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, I already had Hope, but isn't Hope immune to poison?
Yes.
I'm immune to the poison condition. So yeah, I can.
You better.
Yeah,
You've
shield
been on
types
her
are
back
immune to
all this
poison.
time.
I have to, haven't I?
Above game, Tart is sweating because Gray gets to deal with post-note Irina next session, likely, or I guess we'll see. So kind of monka, truth be told.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that, Twisty.
Twisty, get good sleep.
Except, actually, I'm
rest.
only slightly sorry to hear that because it also means that I did my job right. So
True.
Mhm.
that that's all I've got going on. Not much. Pretty much just what I said at the beginning. Looking forward to my therapy session tomorrow. Glad that I got to try out the new dice, and ever so glad that this session turned out the way it did.
Hell yeah.
Um, Willie,
Yeah.
would you like me to do your outro for you?
No, that's fine.
Okay.
I've been making music. Put out 2 uploads since last session. Working on another one. This one's got more of like an aggressive, angry feel to it, so I'm excited.
Angie.
Yeah, that's about it. Yeah.
It's more Lime's heck than Lime's comfy.
Mm.
Yes. Much heck.
Much heck.
Much heck.
Much heck. Do bad. Haza.
Ooh,
Oh, sorry.
me?
Yeah.
Whoa, everyone, it's me. Hazard is my name. I have started doing my point and click Sunday Mondays. Well, Monday for me, Sunday for you guys. And I've just done Sam Max hit the road, and God, his like I said before, that is some crackhead energy, and I'm all about it. And yeah,
Agreed.
and after that, be playing one of my favorite point and clicks of all time, Curse of Monkey Island. So yeah, that's pretty much. Oh, and tomorrow, almost forgot. Tomorrow, you can catch me over at twitch.tv/Trash King Urizen, where we're doing Step Brothers 2, Electric Hero Lou, and for those of you who know, you know. So yeah, that would be fun.
All right. J Frost.
Find me at twitch.tv/JFrost747, where tomorrow I'll probably be doing some Rising Storm to Vietnam, and Friday you catch me, Cole, and El Robot, where we'll do some more hodgepodge games, and we'll see if we can get that multiplayer for the Skyrim Special Edition up and running.
Ooh. Skyrim Special Edition? Like, what's special about it?
It was
Some new
released
content.
again.
Yeah,
Just
re-released
and more-
by re-released by our Lord and Savior Todd Howard.
Ah, yes.
And more
Skyrim,
bugs if I
the
recall
Resident Evil
correctly.
4 of RPGs. In that they just keep
You're not
getting
wrong.
re-released.
Yeah, but at least like you actually get certain new features with RE4, such as the extra content that was sealed and better resolution.
Oof. But yeah,
Man,
that's our madness.
sounds good.
No, what?
Sen.
How was that?
I don't have much going on. Sorry guys.
Hey, that's nothing to apologize for.
No worries.
I love you.
Yeah. That all right then. Tart.
Hello, it is I. You can find me here at twitch.tv/FiringTart, where, unless things go horribly wrong, tomorrow I'm going to be returning back to, I say Kamurocho. It's actually going to be Yokohama, because I'm going to be playing Like a Dragon again. I'm fucking feel things, probably. Yeah, that's me.
Sounds good to me. And with that,
But
I think
CG,
we're
CG, where can people find you?
You can find me nowhere. Did we not
Shit.
already establish this?
Shit.
I'm not much one for the social medias, but you can find me here on this channel next Monday for War of the Shattered Sun, which is DM'd by our wonderful stream host, Farting Tart.
That was me. I am slightly proud of myself because I did I DM'd a session last night with almost no notes. Truth be told,
Oh, wow.
I put like 3 bullet points down for the stuff like I needed. Like I was like, I need to make sure this stuff gets hit. But besides that, it's gonna be up to the group. I knew what was in each thing. I just didn't write it down. So I was like, well, I'm gonna see how this goes. It was my first time being as ill prepared as I was, and I am proud of myself for it.
And there wasn't any downsides or lasting repercussions on the party.
Nothing bad happened at all. Smile.
Yeah, that's all I've got going on. So, Tart, if you would be so kind as to lead us out, I do think I know who we can raid.
Oh.
As our good friend Wolfstalker, aka Sarah, just went live.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll read Sarah.
Yeah, they do need the
Yes. Let's
Yeah.
help them hit affiliate. As they are
Yes.
still trying. We're gonna go raid Sarah, also known as Wolfstalker. Fun fact, actual name not Sarah, but we call her Sarah anyway. I think most people do. But go show her some love, let her know who sent you. We will be back again in 2 weeks. Cries. Remember, love each other. Black Lives Matter, Trans Lives Matter, Asian Lives Matter, and most importantly, you matter. We love you all. We'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.
Yay!
Bye.
boy.